Good morning, students. Now, this lecture is allotted to me instead of Charming ma'am. So, let's start the revision today. First of all, we will start the revision from lesson number 9, soil. Sem 2 में है, right? So, first is that soil is the natural resource. Yes or not? Soil is the natural resource. So, there are many natural resources are there. So can you give me some name of the natural resources? Can you give me some name of the natural resources? Okay, right. Water, that's good. Wind, that's good. Sunlight, बहुत बढ़िया. Mountain, right. Air, very good. Clouds, forests. So these are some examples of the natural resources. That's good. और soil उनमें से एक है. So as we know that all the natural resources are very much important for all of us because they fulfill our necessities of the life. They give us more than we expect, right? And all these things they provide us at free of cost. That's why generally we do not value them, and that's why day by day we pollute them. If nature charge for all the facilities it provide to us, then do we think that we dare to pollute them? No, we will not pollute them. But nature do not take any charge. They provide all the things at free of cost. That's why day by day we destroy them. But ultimately human being or humankind will have to pay for that. और उसके कुछ impacts है वो आने भी लगे. For example, global warming, right? Cloud bursting, then melting of the glaciers, and because of that increasing the sea level. So these are the some vast impacts of the nature because of the human activity. Here we are going to discuss regarding soil. So what are the uses of the soil? So there are many uses of the soil. For example, can you give me two uses of the soil? Will you give me two uses of the soil? Right. So jury color here, page number 112. So first one, soil is essential for the agriculture. Plants can grow in the soil, right? Then yes, it provides the shelter for many living organisms. Then so there are lots of uses. For example, हम अगर डिस्कस करें So to grow the plants, it is essential for the agriculture. Then it provides shelter to the many organisms. Then it holds the roots of the big trees. It provides water because we are nowadays getting water from the soil. Then after it provides minerals also, right? So there are lots of uses of the soil. Microorganisms lives in the soil. So soil is also home for many organisms such as microorganisms like bacteria and fungi. So these organisms lives in the soil. जैसे कि for example soil beetles, soil mites, rodents and earthworms, millipedes, centipedes, then termites, rats, snakes. These are the examples of the organisms which live in the soil. So soil is essential for the agriculture. So let's write question. Write any two use of soil. Third one, name some organisms live in the soil. Name some organisms live in the soil. Then after एक क्वेश्चन और बना सकते हैं. Name some natural resources. Okay, वो that we have already written. Earthworm and snake. Okay. तो यहाँ तक क्लियर आप सबको ठीक है. Then formation of the soil. So how the soil forms? The question is how the soil forms. Yes, Kavya Kothari. So soil formation is a very slow process. Okay, and it is a step wise process. So millions of years उसको लग जाते हैं. The soil is formed from the rocks by the process of weathering. By which process soil is formed? So by the weathering process. So by which process soil is formed? तो यू कैन से अभी भी हेड कमांड मतलब क्लियर नहीं हो रहा है मेरा वीडियो सबको नहीं हो रहा है. हेड कमांड इज सेइंग दैट ब्लैक स्क्रीन इज कमिंग. तो yes, you must make the revision part so it will be better for all of you. Everything is okay. ठीक है. Then lesson number 9 में अगेन आगे बढ़ते हैं. तो फिर तो यहाँ पर रिवीजन प्रोसेस में सॉरी हाँ सोइल फॉर्मेशन प्रोसेस में दैट इज यू कैन से इट इज द वेदरिंग प्रोसेस बाय विच सोइल इज फॉर्म्ड. तो फोर्थ का आंसर हो गया. वन बाय वन आई हैव डिस्कस ऑल द आंसर. नेम सम नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज. तो दैट मेनी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स यू हैव गिवन द आंसर. उसमें फिर भी जिनको नहीं पता है उनके लिए दैट फॉरेस्ट देन सन water, air, these are the examples of some other natural resources. Write any two uses of the soil. So it provides shelter to the many organisms, right? Then it holds the root of the trees. It provides water. It provides minerals. Name some organisms live in the soils. So you can write. Many of the students have given the answer. और वो सारे आंसर्स राइट थे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल you can say millipedes, centipedes, ants, earthworms. ठीक है, these are those some organisms, rat, rabbit. Then by which process soil is formed? So by weathering process soil is formed. It's a very slow process and it's a stepwise process. So now define weathering. Next question ये आ सकता है. So what do you mean by weathering? So fifth one, define weathering. Question mark नहीं आएगा. It was by mistake. Full stop. Define weathering. So यहाँ पर weathering means the process of breakdown of huge rocks. The process of breakdowns of huge rocks into small rock particles by the action of sun's heat, wind, rain, flowing water, climatic conditions. That is called weathering. Is it okay? Again I repeat that process of breakdown of huge rocks, मतलब कि big rocks, initially the rocks was very big, so that into small rock particles by the action of the sun's heat. Then after wind, rain, flowing water, climatic conditions, these are called weathering. Now weathering of rocks is a very slow process. So weathering of rocks है वो बहुत ही slow process है. It takes millions of years. कितने? Millions, not thousands, millions of years to break huge rocks into its fine particles to make the soil. तो ये बहुत सारे lakhs of years. 1 million means 10 lakhs. तो राइट, तो ऐसे मिलियंस ऑफ ईयर्स के प्रोसेस होने के बाद तो ह्यूज रॉक्स कन्वर्टेड इनटू स्मॉल पार्टिकल्स टू मेक soil. So when the plants and animals die, their bodies are decomposed by the microorganisms that we know, like bacteria and fungi present in the soil, to form organic matter. That is called humus. So whenever any plants or an animal that will die, so it will be mixed with the soil, and in the soil some bacteria and fungi are already present. So they decompose these dead bodies of the plants and animals and generally converted into an organic matter, that is called humus. So define humus. Define humus. So what is the humus? So humus means when an animal or plants will die, so that is decomposed by microorganisms, some microorganisms, and into converted into organic matter, that is called, you can say, humus. So humus contain nutrients like nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, which are needed by the plants for their growth and development. So humus, so that is useful for the plants because it contains the nutrients like nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus. So these are the very much essential for the growth and development of the plant. Okay. Now the topmost layer of the earth's crust, consisting of the mixture of rock particles and humus, is called the soil. Again I repeat, the topmost layer of the earth crust consisting of, what do you mean by soil? Definition of the soil. तो यहाँ पर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ये रहेगा, डिफाइन सोइल. तो पेज नंबर 112 पर आंसर इज गिवन. द टॉप मोस्ट लेयर ऑफ द अर्थ क्रस्ट consisting of the mixture of rock particles and humus is called the soil. So डिफाइन सोइल, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पर आंसर रहेगा दैट द टॉप मोस्ट लेयर ऑफ द अर्थ crust, the upper layer is called crust. So the topmost layer of the earth's crust consisting of the mixture, जिसमें मिक्सचर्स होता है रॉक पार्टिकल्स एंड ह्यूमस का, दैट इज कॉल्ड सोइल। मतलब कि ह्यूमस एंड रॉक पार्टिकल से जो अपर लेयर बनता है दैट इज कॉल्ड सोइल। उसमें मतलब कि अपर लेयर में वेरी रिच न्यूट्रिएंट्स आर प्रेजेंट विच आर नेसेसरी फॉर द प्लांट्स। So nature of any soil depends upon the rocks from which it is formed and the type of vegetative grows in it. So do you think that everywhere the soil is same? Again I repeat my question, that do you think that is the soil is same everywhere? So the soil is not same everywhere. Clear? Soil is not same everywhere. So you can say why it is not same. Can you give me the answer why it is not same? वो सेम क्यों नहीं होती है? ओके, वन स्टूडेंट हैज गिवन द आंसर क्लाइमेट। ओके, फिर दूसरा? ओके, सो रीजन हम बता सकते हैं बिकॉज द टाइप्स ऑफ द रॉक पार्टिकल्स, बिकॉज एवरीवेयर the types of the rock particles are not same. So this is the reason that everywhere soil is not same. Second thing, second point पर आएगा climatic conditions. Everywhere climatic conditions is not same. So you can say again that is the important points which plays the role to differ the soil from different places. तो यहाँ पर these are the two important factors which plays important role to differentiate the soil. मतलब कि first one is the types of the rock particles and second one is the climatic conditions. ठीक है, जिसकी वजह से सब जगह पर एक ही तरह की और सेम टाइप की सोइल हमें नहीं मिलती है। जैसे कि आप सौराष्ट्र में जाओ तो जनरली ब्लैक सोइल, राजस्थान सैंडी सोइल, यस और नॉट। माउंटेन रीजन है तो वहां पर जनरली रोकी सोइल है, वो हमें देखने को मिलती है। तो दैट्स व्हाई नाउ कंपोजिशन ऑफ द सोइल, तो देर आर different layers present in the soil. For example, humus, then after water, clay, silt, sand, gravel. These are the different particles present in the soil. Now soil also contains water, air and living organisms. Soil contains water also, then after air also and living organisms also. So water and air are needed by living organisms. Why air is present in the soil? Simple, because air is needed for the living organism. Water is also needed for the living organisms. That's why water and air are generally present in the soil to survive and convert dead and decaying matter into humus. Humus makes the soil fertile by providing organic nutrients. Humus it generally makes the soil fertile by providing the organic nutrients. It also improves the soil texture and prevents mineral to be wasted away by the flowing water. So generally because of the humus, generally the soil will not easily washed away, or you can say the important nutrients, fertility of the soil will not be easily washed away. Now तो ऐसे कौन से सब्सटेंसेस है जो सोइल को यू कैन से पॉल्यूट करते हैं? तो आज के टाइम में स्पेशली प्लास्टिक्स pollutes the most to the soil. Now soil profile. So what do you mean by soil profile? So when we dig up the soil for some height, कुछ या तो कुछ डेप्थ तक अगर हम सोइल को इस तरह से नीचे की तरफ हम लेयर वाइज जाते रहे, तो वी कैन सी द डिफरेंट लेयर्स ऑफ द सोइल. हमें उसमें सोइल में क्लियरली स्ट्रिप्स देखने को मिलती है, मतलब कि इस तरह से बैंड्स, अलग अलग लेयर के, अलग अलग टाइप्स के लेयर उसमें देखने को मिलते हैं. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड व्हाट? So that is called, you can say, soil profile. So definition, what do you mean by soil profile? So a vertical section through the soil showing the different layers of the soil is called soil profile. Again I repeat, vertical section. So what do you mean by vertical? Vertical means this one, straight. Horizontal means this one, and this is vertical. Okay, तो vertical section through the soil showing the different layers of the soil. सोइल के अलग अलग लेयर में देखने को मिले ऐसे सेक्शंस और ऐसे पार्ट को आप क्या बोल सकते हो? सोइल प्रोफाइल. तो राइट डाउन द क्वेश्चन, डिफाइन सोइल प्रोफाइल. Define soil profile. So what do you mean by soil profile? So you can say a vertical section through the soil showing the different layers. अलग अलग लेयर जिसमें देखने को मिलते हैं उसको आप क्या बोल सकते हो? That is called soil profile. Each layer differs in texture. क्या सारे लेयर सेम है? No. Each layer is different from the another layers. दूसरे लेयर से वो अलग होते हैं. ठीक है, कलर में सेम है, कलर भी डिफरेंट है, डेप्थ वो भी सबके अलग अलग है, राइट. केमिकल कंपोजिशंस आल्सो डिफरेंट. सो दिस लेयर्स आर रिफर्ड टू एज हॉरिजॉन्स. हॉरिजॉन्स मतलब कि अलग अलग जो बैंड्स यहाँ पर आपको सोइल प्रोफाइल में देखने को मिलेंगे, दोज लेयर्स आर नोन एज हॉरिजॉन्स. Horizons means A horizon, B horizon. There are 4 layers. Generally, 4 types of layers we can see in the soil profile. Soil profile में हमें वो layers देखने को मिलती है. तो सारे layers तो हमें देखने को भी नहीं मिलती है, अगर हम बहुत डेप्थ तक जाते हैं तब जाकर ये सब देखने को मिलता है. तो now these layers are known as horizon. And there are 4 horizons present in the soil profile. How many horizons? 4 horizons. What are the name of the horizons? So A horizon, B horizon, C and D. So there are 4 horizons. Okay. Soil profile can also be seen while digging a well. जब हम when we generally dig the well, at that time we can clearly see the soil profile. So out of that first layer, first you can say first horizon we are going to discuss. First of all, topsoil. So question is, what do you mean by topsoil? Giving you 1 or 2 minutes to write the questions. Then after I will rub the board. Please write down everyone. जिन्होंने नहीं लिखे उनके लिए. Okay, Masti and Dhanvi has written. Just wait for 1 or 2 minutes more for other students so that they can write. Okay, 4 students completed. 5, 6, 7. Wait for some. Okay, so now approximately 15 to 20 students have written. Now look at here. So next question is that the topsoil. What do you mean by topsoil? The topsoil is here. The uppermost layer of the soil is called topsoil. ठीक है, ये टॉप सोइल के रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस मैं आपको कल लिखवा दूंगा. अभी हम डिस्कस करते हैं. तो व्हाट इज द अदर नेम ऑफ द टॉप सोइल? तो दैट इज कॉल्ड ए होराइजन. Other name of the topsoil is called a horizon. The topsoil shows the following features. For example, it is the darkest in color. Color में वो कैसी होगी? Darkest features. It is rich in the humus. Humus में topsoil है, सबसे ज़्यादा humus कौन से layer में होगा? तो topsoil में. It is rich with the minerals. The humus in the topsoil makes the soil fertile. तो ह्यूमस है विच इज प्रेजेंट इन द टॉप सॉइल, उसकी वजह से ही टॉप सॉइल है वो फर्टाइल बन जाता है, बिकॉज इट कंसिस्ट important nutrients, for example nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, like that. This layer is generally soft. कैसा होता है? Soft, then porous and retain more water. तो वो वाटर को होल्ड करने की कैपेसिटी उसकी कंपेयर टू अदर लेयर वो ज़्यादा होती है. ठीक है. Then topsoil provides shelter for many living organisms such as worms, rodents, molds. Topsoil also provide shelter for many organisms. Roots of most of the small plants are confined entirely in this layer. तो मेजोरिटी रूट्स, स्मॉल प्लांट्स के जो रूट्स है वो ये लेयर तक कन्फाइन का मतलब यहाँ पर होगा ये लेयर तक पहुँच पाते हैं. क्लियर एवरीवन? तो इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक्स हम अगर डिस्कस करना चाहें टॉप सॉइल में तो यस, सही है. तो अभी यहाँ पर स्पेशली जब कोई भी बिल्डिंग बन रही है तो उसमें और ज़्यादा आपको लेयर्स देखने को मिलते हैं. नाउ टॉप सॉइल. तो अपर मोस्ट लेयर ऑफ द सॉइल दैट इज कॉल्ड टॉप सॉइल. अदर नेम इज ए होराइजन. कलर darkest. It is rich with the humus and minerals. Then essential nutrients provide to the plants. Soft, porous, retain more water. Then provide shelter to many organisms like earthworm, snake, ant, rodent, like that. Roots of most of the plant and small plants यहाँ पर स्पेशली. The roots of the most of the small plants confined entirely in this layer. यहाँ तक सबको क्लियर? ओके, तो यहाँ पर everyone clear up to here? So this is the homework आप लोगों को, and here we are going to end our today's session. Okay, 15 question answer will send you within 3 to 4 days. Thank you in advance, all of you. Same to you. Happy Holi.